Okay. So this is our second ever Big Brain Media podcast episode. I'm joined again by, I say again, but I'm joined by Cheesebender.
Hello.
We actually tried to do this recording once before and we had some technical issues, so we weren't able to. So we're going to go again. This episode, we're just going to talk basically about our dogs, Ruby and Frank.
Yeah. So Ruby is she 7 now?
Yeah, it should be about 7.
That background sound is Ruby trying to eat her dry nuts.
Yeah.
She's 7 and she's an American Bulldog. And then we have Frank, who is a Bull Arab, who is 8. Did I say 8 already? I might have. And Bull Arab, also known as an Aussie pig hunting dog.
Yeah. Both of them have like such unique characters. Just to begin with, we'll talk about how they act, because they are like yin and yang, with Ruby being like a terrorist and just being like full on and like dominant, and then there's Frank who's just like chill and he's just like happy to lay in the sun or be next to people. And
yeah, he just wants to be with us all the time.
Yeah, he's just a big cutie.
Yeah.
What's the story behind Ruby again? It was we were moving into our own home and you started organising a dog?
Yeah, we were just moving out of our rental into our house. And I got very excited and found her on the internet. And yeah, went and picked her up.
Yep.
Because I knew you always wanted an American Bulldog.
Yeah. And then there's poor Frank. Actually, he's a bit of a rescue dog. We knew about him for a fair while before we got him. He was about 2 years old when we got him. He was very mistreated. When we received him, he was extremely underweight and had actually just been attacked by another dog. Oh, speaking of the dogs.
I'm sorry. I feel like she always whenever we start like doing this podcast with like about her, she just plays up because she knows.
Yeah. So it's on now.
She feels it in her jimmies. I'm back. Sorry.
It's all good. Yeah, so when we got him, he'd just been attacked by another dog, and even though it was like 2 weeks before we got him, he still had open wounds from it and stuff because his owners were just such terrible people. So we got him and pretty much straight away took him to the vet to get stitched up and that, and also get his eye condition fixed. Did you want to explain a bit of that?
He just had inverted eyelids, so he needed to get his... They cut the outer corner of their eye so that they can lift the eyelids up and stitch them back.
Yeah. Basically beforehand, he was just squinting all the time. He could basically not see because his own eyelids were poking him in the eye. And once they were fixed, they were like big anime eyes and he could see the whole world in HD, and he was just so happy about that.
I think something also to note, that when we got him, we found out he had really bad hip dysplasia. So bad that they thought that he wouldn't live past 5, and he was already 2, so we're like, oh no, he's not going to live very long. But now he's 8 and he's still happy, and his hip dysplasia is a lot better than Ruby.
Yeah, that's the funny thing.
Which is crazy.
The dogs have traded places as far as like their ailments. Like Frank was so sick when we got him, and Ruby didn't have any major problems. Now she's riddled with major problems and he's just happy as Larry, healthy. But damn it.
Yeah.
It's just our luck.
Well, recently she had kidney stones that we discovered at 11 or 12 o'clock at night.
Pretty much midnight, yeah. So you had to drive, like an hour at midnight?
More than that.
No, it's only to Rosewood, it's only about 45 minutes an hour from where we are.
Yeah, I think it was an hour and a half though, because it was pissing down rain.
Oh, okay, yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, I didn't know where I was going. I was like, where am I? Who am I?
Yeah.
So that wasn't very fun.
No, it wouldn't have been at all. And Ruby, like I mentioned, is a bit of a terrorist. She's pretty much destroyed everything around our house. We had like shade cloth and that. She's torn that down. She ripped some steel off the cornicing of our house and chewed that up. Actually, like, chewed it into bits.
Hot water system.
Oh, the hot water system. We got a new hot water system put in because our old one had kaput. And she tore the like wiring off the side of it, but didn't tear it right off because it bared some wire onto the casing of the hot water system and arced out, and like actually it must have had a fair crack because it was burnt, it was scorched around where it contacted. And she must have stopped them when it went crack. And she's like, "Oh no, it wasn't me." But I knew the dude who did the work because, small town. And I called him up. I'm like, "Oh, you wouldn't believe what happened." He came around again, and like they put clips to secure the wiring before he put, his. I mean, he normally would about 3. This time he put like 10. It was just like clip, 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 clip. It's like metal securing the whole way along that wire.
Any plastic bowls we have outside, she boops to death.
Yeah, that's true. Also, she's got such an attitude. If you don't feed her like right when she wants to be fed, she'll go outside, and even if she's got dry nuts in her bowl, she'll punch the bowl with her foot and send dry nuts everywhere. She won't eat them. She's hungry. She wants wet food. So she goes out there and bashes her own bowl. Like, you're an idiot, Doug.
Makes a hell of a noise. Just this clank, clank, clank.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're sitting there like, there she goes.
Too right.
Poor Ruby.
Yeah.
She's such a brat. I feel like because she's always had a really good life, she's so spoiled and bratty.
Yeah.
Where Frank has seen the other side where he didn't have a meal every day and he was like hungry a lot of the time and like not loved.
Yeah.
So like he's like super good.
100% agree with that.
He's such a good boy.
Sometimes you like forget to feed him. Like, you might be here or whatever doing stuff. If Ruby doesn't remind you, he's just like, whatever. I get fed when I get fed. It's just like, wow. You two.
And it's not like they don't get fed. They've got constant dry nuts.
Yeah, they got food around
It's just
the house,
their wet food as a treat.
Yeah, they just wait until you feed them wet food. Or especially Ruby. Frank's not too bad. He'll sit there and munch on his dry food.
They haven't been walked in a little while because Joel's been a bit sick lately. And he's been such a good boy about it, where Ruby keeps running to the drawer we keep the leads in and keeps pulling out the leads and stuff and running around like, please, need to go right now.
Because she knows how to open the drawer and figures that if she pulls the lead out, then we are going. It's not how it works, dog. That's how you want it to work, but it isn't how it works.
See, the problem is when she does it, we're both like, and half the time we give in unless one of us is sick.
It's just, wait.
You do too.
Half the time
don't
one
even.
of us gives in.
You do it too.
I'm normally the person advocating for going for walks. It's just I've been crook.
I want to go for walks, but yeah, can't really do that at the moment. I think you're giving me your cooties. I keep coughing and stuff.
Yeah,
now.
I noticed you were coughing a little bit, and that just means you're going to get sick over Christmas. Have fun with that.
I hate you so much.
Should have quarantined, Anna.
Oh, away from you.
Yeah.
You sleep in my bed. I can't move.
You got a spare bed. You could have slept in there.
You go on the spare bed. I'm not going in the spare bed.
Yeah, I won't go in
You
there.
should stop bringing cooties home. Stop bringing your cooties home.
I can't help it. The people at work don't stop bringing their cooties to work. Fucking assholes.
To keep them cooties. We'll stop making out with them. It's weird.
I can't help it. They're so hot. Keep in mind, I only work with men. So, and like, we're in the country, and you might say we're in like conservative country. I mean, is there any liberal country? Anyway, so they're all like manly men. They're like, oh no, I can't do that. That's gay. It's just like, so saying that, oh yeah, make out with them. It's just like, that would be absolutely appalled.
I don't know. Poo Poo Man might be into it, but anyway.
Something tells me he wouldn't be. He'd just, and he'd just lift me up and throw me too, like a javelin.
It's fine.
He's a big boy. Speaking of,
anyway, the Papa Dogs.
Yeah, I was about to say, speaking of big boys, Frank, how much does he weigh? Is it 45? I know she's
No,
about
he's
10
definitely
kilos
50.
lighter.
I reckon he's 50 and she's 45.
She's not 45.
Was she 40?
It'd either be 35 or 40. She's about 10 kilos lighter than he is.
I reckon she's 40 and he's close to 50, if not 50 or a bit over.
Yeah, so they're heavy doggos.
Last time we went.
Carrying her's like carrying a big brick. Carrying him, he's like a rag doll. As soon as you start to lift him, he just goes limp. It's just like,
Do you go limp?
and if you're trying to get a hold on him, it's just like, I don't want to touch your penis, dog. Like, can you put some effort into this whole lifting
What do you
ordeal?
want him to do? Hold his penis while you lift him up?
His penis is
He's
like,
oh, sorry about that, mate.
it takes up like a third of the underneath of his body. And I'm like, if you're lifting him up, you haven't got a lot of choices from there. You know?
Just grab the butt. Just grab the back of his
I don't
legs.
get people who can do that.
butt
They're
legs.
just like, you realize you don't wipe, right? Like, you're not just grabbing his butt. You're grabbing everything that's coming out of his butt for like a week. Since the last time he scooted around on his butt.
He's so sad. He's like looking at me like, Mama, why are you talking about my butt like this? I'm so embarrassed. Poor Frank.
God, that's something
You're
I'm
okay.
thankful for. We've never had to put up with them scooting around on their butt.
No, Frank just does his happy dance with the grass to wipe his little paws.
God, that's funny. He goes and does his business, and then he's just walking back, starts scratching up the lawn like some dogs do. But Frank's not that coordinated, so limbs and shit are going everywhere. He's losing his balance and he's falling sideways. Yeah, God, he's a Gumby dog. When he runs, Jesus, funniest thing you've ever seen.
Limbs just everywhere, flailing.
Yeah, he gets that forward
I get
momentum at a cost.
It's really sad when he gets excited on the floorboards or on the tiles. And he just turns into Bambi on ice and his limbs are just like scooting everywhere.
Yeah, so true. Where's Ruby? God, she's funny on the floorboards if you surprise her though. She puts on the brakes and she goes completely stiff. You just see her skid to a halt.
Remember that one time she got too spooked?
Oh, poor, yeah, puppy Ruby. Only, what would she have been? 6 months old, 12 months old, something like that?
I don't even know.
And my sister went around the corner, like around the inside of the house, because our house is a bit donut shaped, and decided to jump out and scare the dog, and the dog ran off like a shower of shit and left a trail behind it because it evacuated its anal glands. So basically shit itself running away from my sister. Poor dog. Like, it heard a noise, so it went to like the thing to look around the corner and just looking. And we didn't know what my sister was doing. The next thing I jumped in, bah, fucking dog. Ah.
We have that recorded somewhere.
Yeah.
But I can't find it.
Yeah.
And it's sad too because I knew what Amy was doing and I still jumped. The dog jumped, I jumped. And apparently the recording is, oh, poor Anna and Ruby.
That's pretty good. Anyway.
We didn't have Frank then. Frank would have been scared too.
Yeah, you would have been.
Big scaredy
So I'm
cat.
thinking we cut it off and have this as a fairly short episode since I'm feeling crook, so I don't really want to keep going, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Thanks for everybody for listening, for watching. I mean, yeah, you might be watching on YouTube. Who knows? If you've got any questions you want to ask the podcast, feel free to email them in at it's bbmpodcast@bigbrainmedia.org, or you can at @bigbrainmedia on Twitter and just include #podcast. So thanks, Cheese, for joining me.
Yeah, thank you. It was good. Always down to talk about the puppers.
What's that?
Always down to talk about the puppers.
Oh, about the puppers.
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you next time.
Bye.